But I was just like, I just need to film this. So I'm actually in my pajamas and I had no intention of filming today, but I have spiraled this week and I need to offload. I need to be honest. So I was out today and I cut my reflection and I honestly didn't recognise the person in the reflection, and that sounds really vain. And I put on a size 14 pair of shorts of the day and I couldn't even get them, like I got them like halfway up my bum. So I think I'm like 16 to 18, which is, I'm shocked. That may sound really, really vain, but I am shocked. It seems to have piled on like without me even noticing. I don't know how that even happens. And well, I do because of what I'm eating and I can't help it. Like, I was talking to Dan today and I was like, I want to change so much, but I don't know how to. It's like I've been stuck in this vicious, toxic cycle of dieting, overeating, emotional eating, that I don't know how to get out of it. And I was thinking earlier, I was thinking about all the health complications which come with like obesity and things like that, and I'm someone who really has like struggles with things like that, and I have health anxiety, and I'm thinking, so why am I putting myself at higher risk if I'm so concerned about this kind of stuff? Like, why am I doing that? I know it's not good for me, but it's so hard to get out of this routine. And I've had a good few weeks of like being on plan, feeling really positive about it, and this week has just felt really toxic for me when it comes to food. I've struggled with it, and approached by a company which I'm gonna go into in a whole different video about my thoughts on mounjaro. I was approached, so I'm going to do a whole video on my opinions on mounjaro, because that's like a whole thing. But I was approached by a company to do a sponsored video, a paid sponsored video, and I would be given it for free and they'd pay me to do a video on it, which I have declined for a few reasons, which I will talk about. But the fact that I even contemplated about taking it before I'd even got this email. So when this email came through, I was like, because I had been researching about it, because I just felt like I couldn't do it by myself. So when this email came through, so I'm going to do a bit of research about it. And I did, and I didn't like what I seen, to be honest with you, and for that was like, no, it's not, I'm not doing it. But I can understand why other people do it, and it's nothing against it or nothing against people who take it, but like I said, well, that's a whole nother video. But the fact that I even was thinking about doing it was like, what's going on? Like, pull yourself together, Danielle. Why would you think of doing that when you can do it yourself? Like, I don't know, it's easy said than done. I've been doing this for years, and like, I'm heavier than I've ever been. But the fact that I even thought about it was just mind-blowing. And there was a few reasons why I've declined this offer. I mean, it's a great offer. I get all of it for free, and I may get paid to put it on here. But it doesn't quite sit right with me promoting it on my channel. For me personally, and it's nothing against anybody else at all. It's just how I feel about it. And it's not something that I would feel comfortable promoting. And I've always said I work with a lot of different companies, and sometimes people will say comments like, you know, putting this out there, but I would never put anything out there that I didn't feel comfortable with the product. I didn't believe in the product. Morally, I didn't believe in the product. Whatever it stands by, I wouldn't put a product out there. Even if it's got a very appealing price tag to it, I still wouldn't do it because it doesn't sit right with me. So whenever I put products out there, believe that it always comes from a good place from me, because I do get opportunities for various different things and I decline them because it doesn't sit right with me and I don't feel comfortable putting it on my channel. And you guys support me so much, so I would never, yeah, that's that. I'll be continuing with my journey and I'm gonna keep plodding on. I'm doing things slightly different, still the same sort of concept, so I'm not changing it completely. I'm not changing plans or anything like that. Don't come at me in the comments. I'm not changing anything like that, but I'm just kind of, I'm putting a little bit more pressure. I don't know how to put it. It's kind of like, I've been very chilled about it, which has been great because I've had some really good losses. But then this week, because I haven't been tracking and I haven't been like bum 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 bum, it's then led me to kind of fall a little bit. So it's getting that sweet spot, isn't it, where you're not too obsessed over it, but then you also still need to be on top of it. And I think I was just slightly going to that where it was kind of like, you know, I'll track this day, maybe not that day, and then it becomes, one day becomes another day and another day and another day. So I kind of need to be a little bit more consistent, is the word I'm looking for. I need to be a little bit more consistent with it, because when it comes to weight loss, consistency is absolutely key. Now, I have mentioned that I hate exercising, which I still do, and I've been doing my walking instead, but I'm going to try and implement a bit of exercising because it's good for you, and I need to try and find some form of love for it. And there's a few dance ones on there which are quite upbeat and quite fun, so I think go for them instead of the really like weighty kind of boring ones for me. I think I kind of need to go that way a little bit more. But what I also thought what might be quite beneficial for me and for you guys is to try and do daily vlogging. Now, the reason I've never done it before, I've attempted it a couple of times and I've kind of been like no, is because I've always tried to strive for perfection when I do a lot of my videos. I mean, my videos are very real, but I won't film a day where I'm like really off plan because it's not helpful for you guys, but that's reality. And then I'm like editing and things like that, and I feel like I am just going to be really raw and honest. And basically it's going to be less about the food. There'll still be the food in there, but when I'm filming like what I eat in a day, it's very much like, oh well, I filmed that last week, so I can't film today because my last video had that recipe on it, or yeah, but I filmed that meal last week, so I can't really film today. And it becomes more focused about the food rather than the journey, because obviously it's what I eat in a day. So the concept is going to be more focused on the journey, the weight loss journey, the health journey, how I'm feeling, what I'm eating as well. Have I moved my body today? What have I done to help me mentally? And it's just going to be, it's like a journal of my everyday life. And I'm going to be honest, sometimes there is a little bit of vanity to my channel, because sometimes I can put a video up there and it like just completely flops and it feels a bit deflating. But I need to take that away from it, because I know if I kind of just do these daily ones, it's probably not going to get as many views because it's not focused on like what I'm eating. It's more focused on like a personal level. So it will be kind of my same sort of viewers who will probably tune in, and other people may not tune in. And I kind of need to just focus on that's okay. And that's okay if it only reaches a smaller audience, because quality over quantity when it comes to people, it's like friendships in your life. You'd rather have like a few really good friends than loads of friends who don't really care about you. So it may appeal to a smaller amount of people, but I think it's going to be really beneficial for me to kind of just document how I'm feeling. I don't really have, and I'm not getting the smallest violins out or anything like this, but I don't really have friends. I'm going to be straight up honest, I don't have friends. Since I've had kids, a lot of people have kind of left my life, and I don't really have anyone to talk to apart from Dan. He's at work most of the day. I mean, he's really good and he's like a really supportive person in my life, but apart from that, I don't really have people who I can turn to. So YouTube has been a real great company for me, and I feel like I've built like a really close-knit family here, and it helps me when I'm just kind of talking, because I feel like when you talk to somebody on the phone or you're texting someone or something, like it kind of feel like it's a bit of a release to me to kind of just get it out, and like they say, just talking just makes you feel a bit better. So I feel like it might be quite beneficial to have like a journal of my journey, and yeah, I'm not sure how that's going to look, but it's just going to be picking up the camera every day. There's going to be less editing, it's going to be raw, because I don't want to spend hours editing. There's going to be nothing fancy on there. It's going to be me filming. I'll have a quick glance through it to make sure there's nothing crazy going on in there, and then up it goes. I'm not going to spend hours looking for a thumbnail. It will just be something very standard. It may just even say day 1 on it or whatever it may be, but it will help me, and I'm hoping it will help you guys feel less alone on this journey, because honestly, if you are on a weight loss journey, you never realise how difficult and lonely it can feel, especially if you've not got people who are in a similar situation to you. I was talking to Dan about it today, and he was like, but why don't you just not do this? I'm like, it's so easy for you to say, but when you're in this situation, like, I'm annoyed that I'm stressed and I'm heading for the chocolate. I don't want to, but I've just got in a habit of doing it. Oh, I've also forgot one thing. God, this is going to be such a long video. I've just ordered a book, which I'll pop on the screen because I can't remember what it's actually called. But it's about intermittent fasting. Now, I have fluctuated with intermittent fasting, but it has so many great benefits to it. And when I did, so at my start of my weight loss journey this time around, my first week I did intermittent fasting and I dropped 6 pounds, and I didn't really track what I was eating, but naturally my eating window, because my eating window was smaller, naturally I was just eating less, and I felt like I was choosing the right things to eat as well, because when I got to the evening, like, my window had closed, so there wasn't that time to kind of snack. It was just like, have tea, then it was like probably have a cup of tea, and then that's it then, or something small with my cup of tea, but that's it. And the same with the morning. If I eat early, so when I get up about 6, I will have a coffee once I finish like walking or whatever it is, with like milk and sugar, which obviously you can't have when you're fasting, but when I do fast I have black coffee. And then I'll get to kind of like 8 o'clock maybe, and I'll have breakfast. Then I'll get to 10 o'clock and I'll feel hungry again, and I'll have a little something then. Then it gets to lunchtime, and I naturally always eat something about 12 or 1, even if I'm not feeling that hungry. I'll naturally do it. It's when the kids have theirs, so I just naturally do it then. And then I get to about 3 and I'm hungry again. So again, I'll just make something, whatever it may be. And then I'll get to about 5:30, I'll have my tea, and then I'll have something after. So I'm eating a lot through the day. So just cutting that window down just helps minimize the amount I'm eating. And when I did it for that week, I did actually start filming it, but because I'd only done it for a week, I thought people probably aren't going to be that interested in how I've got on in a week. But I found that when I was getting, like, after probably like day 4, something like that, like the first few days I was so hungry, but as the days got on, when I was eating, I would eat some of my dinner, well, some of my breakfast, lunch, whatever it may be, and I was like, I feel full. Naturally kind of squishing those cravings a little bit, so it's kind of more of a natural way of doing it. So I kind of just wanted to I just needed to get it out about how I'm feeling, because like most people on YouTube, when they're filming their journeys, they film their best bits. They film when they're having a really good day on plan. They'll let you all know about it. And I do the same a lot of the time. I know when I do weigh-ins, I'm kind of a bit more open about how it's been. But this week, I have really struggled, and I've really been like, what's going on? Like, why can I not just do it? And sometimes you just need a shift. You need a kind of a shift of your whole routine. and I think that's what I'm gonna do. And I think vlogging it all is gonna help, and I really want this, and I want it for the right reasons. I know I said earlier, like, I looked in there and I was like, what? But it's the health aspect of it. Like, it worries me, and it worries me on the impact it has on the kids as well, because obviously they snack when I snack, and I don't want them, you know, to have an unhealthy diet. So that's something which has got to stem from us to kind of trickle down to them. Another thing, when I've still been listening to a lot of my meditations and positive affirmations and things like that, and they talk about how you've got to be selfish and you've got to put yourself first. And this is really difficult when you're a mum. If you're a mum, you know you never put yourself first. And they'll say, even if you've got kids, whoever you are, you need to put yourself first. And so they say it's like a cup and saucer. So your cup has to be filled, and then whatever trickles out goes into the saucer is then for everybody else, which that concept seems really strange as a mum, because for me it's the other way around. For me it's like everybody else is here, what's left over is for me. That's how my life works, because I always put everybody first, and I need to change that mindset, because if I'm not doing well, I'm not my best version for the kids, and essentially that affects them more, because it has effect on my physical health, my mental health, everything else which comes with it. So I really need to take this time to just think what I need to do to make me feel better. And I've spoken to Dan about this as well. I've said I need help with this whole health journey. I need you to support me, as in, like, not buy snacks. You go to the car on the way home. And I know he does it from a place of love, because if he knows I've had a bad day, he'll think, I'll get Danielle some chocolate and that'll make her feel better. But it's, yeah, it's in the long term, it's not helpful. In that moment, I'm like, oh my God, yes, thank you, give me the chocolate. But long term, it doesn't help. I've also said I want him to help more with like tea times, because I do the food shop and then I have to think about what we're having for tea, then I cook the tea, and it's a lot of pressure, and from somebody who doesn't really enjoy cooking, it can be quite a lot. So I've spoken to him about kind of just helping me out, like sitting on whatever day it may be before we do the food shop, and just saying, like, what meals are we going to have this week? What are you gonna cook? What am I gonna cook? And what are the kids gonna like? What are we all gonna like as a family? And we do have a board to put it all on, so that's where kind of we need to work as a team, really, to make all of us have a better routine and just, you know, feel a lot more healthier. So this has been a very random, rambling video, but I kind of just wanted to give you an update on how I'm feeling. You know, it's not all rainbows and sunshines over here, but I think we are going to do this journey together. I feel positive that we can do it, but I feel like it takes a village. So you guys are my village, and hopefully I am part of your village, and we can help and we can support each other. So that's everything from me. If you have made it to the end, oh my God, I don't think many of you will, but if you've made it to the end, make sure you put a love heart emoji at the bottom, so I know you made it to the end, because this has been a long one, probably about 20 minutes. But that's everything from me today, guys. I'll catch you in the next one. Take care. Bye.